Hello and welcome to our workshops on Charles Dickens' iconic story, A Christmas Carol, to lead us up to the Christmas festive time. And usually we're all in the same space to do these workshops. There'll be 5 in all, and most of the exercises will be seated, but there will be standing exercises as well, always with a seated alternative if you'd like to do those. So, Rosa's here.
Hello.
And Louisa's here.
Hey.
And I'm here. So for once, we're not doing them all in our own homes, we're doing them here, and we're really looking forward to it. All you need is some comfortable clothes and a little bit of space, and we hope you enjoy these sessions on A Christmas Carol.
So welcome back. We're going to start with a warm-up, and we'll think about the night before Christmas and all the last preparations for Christmas that we'll do before the actual day. So just follow me and we'll do some movement to some lovely music. Sitting nice and tall. We're going to think about first opening our legs wider. We'll do some baking. Last minute baking, stirring. Changing the direction. Big circle. And change the arm. Go inwards. Get the whole body going. And change. And let's take our rolling pins. And we're going to roll out. And in. And out. In. One more direction. And let's just sprinkle some sugar on top. And cinnamon. Closing the legs. Now, we'll think about wrapping Christmas presents. Think that big sheet of paper so you can stretch any direction. And we'll try to wrap around that big present. And reaching, opening the paper. And wrap around. And we'll take another direction. This is a big one. Open this sheet of paper. And wrap it around. One more opening, any direction you like. Spread the sheet. And wrap around. And we're going to do some taping. And then we'll think about, we have a ribbon that we're going to try to get around. You can use both arms if you like. And we're going to reach the ribbon up any direction you like. Let's take a little bit more of that ribbon. Wrapping around. Maybe we'll make a final little bow. And pull the ends. Lovely. We'll think about our big Christmas tree reaching up. And the branches spreading out. Taking some decorations we're gonna hang on the tree. Different levels. And we'll have some tinsel that we're gonna wrap around. All the way to the lowest branches as well. And then we're gonna put the lights on our tree. And we need the star in the end, so reaching up to the top of the tree and spreading the star and easing down. Now it's getting silent and Father Christmas is coming slowly, making footprints in the soft snow, approaching the house. All the way up and reach up, and then we're going to
again this week, and we did the whole of it last week, so we'll recap the whole of the movement for this exercise for the last time this week, and then pop it to some music. As always, we begin with our feet in parallel position, and we're going to sit up nice and tall to begin with, so feeling your shoulder blades dropping down your back. And we're going to lift up one palm to face the ceiling. And I want you to imagine you've got some coins in your palm here, and you're going to count how much money you've got in your palm. So we're going to point to the different coins in our palm here, and we've got this for 8 counts. So we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you're going to close your palm and tuck those coins into your pocket, and then you're going to roll your shoulder forwards and forwards. So we're coming into this kind of stooped over posture here, as our character Scrooge has. And then we're going to do that with the other palm. So we're counting our coins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close your palm, pop that in your pocket, and shoulder comes forward and forward, okay? And then we're going to take our cane that we're using to help us walk. So we've got 4 kind of stooped walks forward, 3, 4. And you imagine that you've got somebody in front of you that you want to shoo. You're going to shoo them with your cane. So you're twisting your wrist. You've got 1, 2, and 1, 2 to shoo that person away in front of you, all right? So from there, you're imagining that Bob is working in your office just behind the wall. So our hands down in our cane position. You bring your hand across, move it over as though you're peeking over here, and then you're going to bring your finger and wag for 4. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. As though we're saying to Bob, no, you cannot have any more heating on. Absolutely not, okay? So you've done that, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to take your key here, and we're locking the padlock with the box of coals. So you're pressing your key into the padlock, twisting that, bringing it back, and putting it in your pocket, all right? And you've got the luxury of having a candle in front of you. So you're going to make that flame shape. So you're kind of doing a little bit of a oval shape with your hands, and then you're going to rub your hands, imagining you're warming them above the flame. And we do that again, so oval up and rubbing your hands, okay? So from there, we are going to bring our hands into this kind of praying position. So you're clasping your hands together. It's a kind of begging position even. And at this point, we're making fun of the people that have asked for some charity from Scrooge. So he's kind of making fun of them. So we're going to go, please, please, and then just go no to one side, no. And then we're going to have a slap. Let that hand drop, other hand, slap. To get them away, drop. And then we do that again, but facing towards the other side a little bit more. So we've got our please, please, no, no. Step in, cross your body, other side. And then once we finish that second side, you're just going to lift one hand up and imagine you're kind of slamming the door in front of you to say goodbye to all of those people that have come into your office. And we finish the exercise there. Okay, let's put that to some music all the way through. Sitting up nice and tall. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, counting. Pop it in your pockets and roll. Roll, other side. Pop it in your pockets. And shoot. Again, shoot. Good, bring it
to meet now the three different spirits that visit Scrooge to show him the error of his ways. And we're going to describe those spirits using words from the text, but using them in a way that shows us what their different characters are like. So we're going to start with our Ghost of Christmas Past. And the Ghost of Christmas Past is really quite a sort of neutral spirit in many ways, just lighting up the past for Scrooge to see. But the ghost gives Scrooge this very precise warning: take heed. So he has to watch his own past and see where things have gone wrong for him because of his own greed. So we're going to now be the Ghost of Christmas Past. And as we were saying in one of the exercises, this ghost casts a light, is a flame. So let's just flicker around the words we're going to give. And we're going to say these words very clearly, without much emotion, using every consonant and really projecting so that Scrooge gets the message through the flame. We're going to say, take heed. And imagine that as we speak, that flame flickers in front of us. Ready? And take heed. And let's do that one more time, but about 5 times louder now. So, and take heed. Brilliant. Okay, now we're going to go to the Ghost of Christmas Present. And this ghost is quite a jovial figure. And in the text, he's described as having this wonderful light-giving effect on everybody around him. And he makes the hard-working people of London jovial and full of glee. So we're going to take on this sort of rather rotund kind of Santa-esque stance. And we're going to find our Brian Blessed voices by using these muscles here, and we're going to do our best jovial and full of glee and really give it all you've got. So this is our most theatrical spirit. Are we ready? And jovial and full of glee. Fantastic. I love that word glee. You can get so much out of it. Okay, and now for a very different spirit. The spirit of Christmas yet to come, the spookiest one. The one who actually doesn't speak in the story, which makes him even spookier. But he travels, the text says, like a mist along the ground. So now we're going to bring our voices down, and we're going to be spooky and use the lower register of your voice and make the most of that S sound in mist. And we're going to describe the spirit moving like a mist along the ground. So, like a mist along the ground, ready, and like a mist along the ground. Fantastic. So should we just run through each one now? So we're starting with our flickering flame of the Ghost of Christmas Past. Take heed. Take heed. And now jovial and full of glee. Jovial and full of glee. And now the spooky spirit of Christmas yet to come, moving like a mist along the ground. Ooh, spooky. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So we're going to do the rich and poor exercise that we did last time, but we're going to do it so that we're going to take turns in doing the rich and the poor. So you can decide whether first, we're going to do 2 rounds. So first round you may want to be the rich. Louisa's going to do the rich and I'm going to do the poor. And then the second time we do it, you may want to swap and do the poor if you did the rich, or the other way around, so that you get to do both versions. So let's go with the rich movement first.
So we begin, if you're the rich person to begin with, we're sitting up really nice and tall and we're opening our arm out to one side. So we've got that kind of grand opening, flicking your hand out to one side. And then you're swiping your hand across your body and bringing your hand up to your nose as though you're stopping the stench of the person next to you. And then you're going to give a flick with your arm away, so shooing somebody away, and just letting that hand come back to your thigh. And whilst we're sat here just feeling really grand whilst the poor are doing their section.
And then the poor, we're starting with that crossing the fist arms, and then with it that flick slightly further forward and down, and then we're going to press the hands to the legs and curve our spine. And then we're just going to come and sit up and feel miserable and poor while the rich are doing more movement.
Okay, so if you are the rich, we are then going to do our kind of looking over our nose at somebody. So you're taking one finger under your nose and just drawing a kind of arch in front of you with that finger. And then you're going to imagine you're sort of kicking somebody away from you that's on the floor. So you're going to have a little shoot forwards with one leg, a nice kick there. And then just looking over one shoulder. If you remember, we've got our coins that we're imagining we're dropping into the lap of one of the poor here. So sprinkling those coins, looking over your shoulder and bringing your hand back to your thigh, and again feeling that nice strong stance.
And then the poor, we're going to think about catching those coins. We're going to go forward and catch, and then with it that shivering, and then finish with the begging this round.
And that's the whole exercise.
Yeah, okay, so let's do that with some music. So we're going to do it with the music twice through. So if you pick your character, rich or poor, and then we'll go for it.
Okay.
Here we go.
Across and down.
We're going to go across and flick and press down.
Ready for our nose lifting up. And kick. Sprinkling those coins.
And we're going to catch the money and shiver and beg.
Back to the beginning for the rich. We're opening out. And across. And flick.
Or we're going to cross and flick and press down.
Ready for our nose, drawing an arch. And kick. And sprinkle.
And we're ready to catch the coins and shiver and beg. Great.
Really nice.
Lovely. So we're going to do that once more through, but this time if you want to swap your character, so if you did the poor, then do the rich, and if you did the rich, then do the poor. But we're going to do the same roles here. We're not going to switch. So let's go with the music again.
Ready?
Coming down.
We're going to cross the fists, flick and press down.
Ready for our nose up. And kick. And sprinkling those coins.
And we're going to catch the coins and shiver and beg.
Rich again, we're opening out. And across. And flick. Coming down.
Or cross fists and flick, press down.
Last time with our nose. And kick. And sprinkling those coins.
And catch the coins, shiver and beg. Great, lovely.
Really nice.
Thank you, dear. We're going to do an exercise about the Christmas present character, and he has this green robe with the fur trims on the hood and on the sleeves, has long hair, and then has a bare chest, surprisingly. And it's quite a jolly character, so you're going to think about him, but we also think about all these like lovely things that we do in Christmas, so quite a jolly exercise, this one. So let's sit again in the front half of the chair, check your feet again that they haven't traveled under the seat, and that nice good posture. So we start thinking about the character here, and we'll think about that nice long big green rope, and we're going to reach one arm like you would put the sleeve on, and then we'll drop the arm, and we're going to take the other one, and we're going to drop, and we're going to show the long lovely hair, and then we're going to think about the bare chest, and we're going to do a little bit of sort of chest trimming here. Okay, he's showing Scrooge all these lovely things that you can actually do and have and enjoy in Christmas. So we're going to do a little sort of opening to show him, look, and then we'll do some gingerbread baking. So we're going to roll the dough, we're going to roll the other way, and then we're going to cut the shape. So we're going to do 4 cuts. And then we'll have a big Christmas pudding. So we're going to show our pudding. We're going to pour the brandy in, and then we're going to light it, and then we're going to show how it explodes. Great. Then we'll come into Christmas crackers. So we're going to reach across with one arm, and then we're going to reach across with the other, and we're going to do a little bit of pulling one way and the other way. And then we're going to pull across, and this time it's a disappointment. We didn't get anything, so we're going to just show the tears coming out. Oh dear. We're going to do some present wrapping, so we're going to do the big bows, and then we'll need a drink, of course. So we're going to reach down to the other side and have a little drink, and then we'll do another present here, tying the bow, and then we'll have another drink. Oh. Coming back to our Christmas crackers, so reaching again across and reach across, and then we're going to do a little rocking to fight the cracker, and then we're going to pull, and this time it's hooray! We got some, and we're going to put our crown back on, and then we'll go back into that Christmas present character like we did in the beginning. We think about that big green rope, putting up the sleeve and drop, and reaching the other side. And drop. We're going to show that long, lovely hair, and then we'll finish with our little chest showing here. And that's all. So we're going to do that with some jolly music together. Here we go. Thanks, Mia.
Okay, little intro first.
Reaching and drop. Think about the sleeve and big hair. And chest. We're going to show and do some baking. And count the shapes. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have the Christmas pudding or the brandy and light. And Christmas crackers. And a little bit of pudding. And pull across. And tears, and presents, and drink, another present, and another drink, Christmas crackers, and across, rock, now big pull, hooray, round on, and we'll go back into the character, sleeves, and hair, and chest. Great, fantastic. I think we should do that once more with the music. Here we go, reaching for the sleeve, and the other sleeve, the long hair, and show your chest, and we're going to show and do some baking, and count the shapes, Christmas pudding, and brandy, light, and
standing for those of you that would like to stand this week. So if you do want to stand, just bringing your feet slightly under your chair, using your hands to press through your thighs to come up, and having a step through when you're up to stand, and coming behind our chairs for our plie. Okay, so we are going to do our Ghost of Christmas Past plie again this week for the last time, so really enjoy it. We'll recap the movement now and then go through for the last time with the music. So Rose is doing a seated variation of this plie if you prefer to remain seated. Otherwise, standing in parallel position behind your chairs, and we're holding our chair with both hands just resting gently on the chair. And we begin by releasing one hand down, and we're going to just float our arm up with a bend through our knees and float your hand back to your chair. We're then going to point our foot out to the side, it doesn't matter which foot, lower that heel, and then reach to the side and take a bit of a flame-like movement through your arm, and then point that foot and draw your foot back into parallel. Now from there, we're taking a slow rise up, and then we've got 4 walks through our feet. And then we slowly lower our heels down, and we're going to take 1 sparkle and a 2nd sparkle. Lovely. And we repeat that all to the other side. So using the other arm this time, we've got a bend and a bend. Point your other foot out to the side, lower your heel. Reach, reach, and show that kind of flame-like movement in your arm. Point your foot and close the parallel. Rise up, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Lower your heels slowly and sparkle, sparkle. Now our hands stay here after that, okay? So this is where we're being reminded of our memory of dancing with our childhood sweetheart. You're pointing one foot out to the side and you're pressing one hand forwards and the other. So imagining we're dancing with the love of our life here, okay? So really focusing in front of you and concentrating on them. We've got 4, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to turn to one side. Your palm faces up to the ceiling, and this bit is slower. You're being distracted by money here, so your focus is away from the person in front of you, and we take that to the other side, looking at the palm of our hand, showing the money dropping in. But then we come back to our childhood sweetheart, so we've got 4 presses, 3, 4, and then distracted again to one side and back to the other side. Good, and we finish, we're coming back to our chair. We've got big flames coming down to smaller flames and reaching all the way up, and imagining that our job here is done as the Ghost of Christmas Past. So we're just going to extinguish ourselves and bring that in to our chest to finish. And before we get going with the music this week, just really, when we're doing our presses through our arms and we come to our money, counting our money section, really make that distinction between imagining you're dancing with someone and you're really concentrating on them and focusing on them, to being distracted and focusing on that money dropping into your hands. So really try and embrace the character there, who's concentrating on his childhood sweetheart but then is taken away by that idea of money. So think about that as when we move through that section this week as we put it to some music. So making sure you've got a nice beginning position, feet in parallel, hands on the chair, sitting or standing up really nice and tall. Here we go. Lovely. We are going to do a new standing exercise this week based on the ghost of Christmas yet to come. So we haven't looked at this spirit yet in the movement, but we have looked at the character in the vocals. So this spirit is a quite spooky spirit, and you don't really get to see their face in the story much, but they're described as wearing a really big draped black cloak that's hooded, and it talks about how you can just see this one outstretched arm of this spirit. Okay, and the spirit eventually shows Scrooge what is going to happen if he carries on being the man he is wanting to be, and eventually shows Scrooge his grave. Okay, so we're using that as inspiration for this exercise today, and we're going to begin our exercise in parallel position. And if you'd like to stay seated, just to say you can follow Rosa, who will be doing the seated section for this exercise. But we begin by putting that black cloak on. So you'll outstretch one arm, pulling one arm of the cloak on, and the other. That's it. And then we're going to lift our hood up and just shoot one arm forward, okay? So that's our introduction. It goes with the introduction of the music. So we start straight away with that. And from there, we've got 4 low swings. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're swinging to one side, and you're going to show that draping material coming from your cloak on your arm there. Good. And then we do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stretching up to the other side and showing that draping material. Good. And then we take a breathe. Both hands come together here. Okay. And then we've got 4 normal height swings. 3, 4. And then this time you're going to shadow your face with one hand. And then you're going to imagine you're kind of pulling back your hood slightly here and doing a scary face as you turn to face the front. Good. And we take 4 swings again. 2, 3, 4. Shadowing your face slightly and then pulling back your hood to scare Scrooge a little bit. Okay, so we will do that much with the music this week. So we begin with our cloak pulling up, and then we've got 4 low swings up to show the draping material. We repeat that on the other side, and then 4 normal height swings with our shadowing our face and then showing that scary face through our hood, okay? So let's do up to there this week. Standing up nice and tall, starting with the music. Here we go. And the other side, good. Pulling that hood on and throwing your arm forward. And 4 low swings. And coming up, showing that material. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Other side up, showing that material. And we breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shadow. And good again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shadow. Great, well done. We're going to do that once more through with the music this week, ready to add on to it next week. Here we go. And the other side, good. Pulling that hood on and throwing your arm forward. And 4 low swings. And coming up, showing that material. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Other side up, showing that material. And we breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shadow. And good again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shadow. Great, well done. We will leave that there for this week and add on next week.
So let's come back down to our seats for some cool down. So take your time just walking to the front of the chair, and before you sit down, feel that chair in the back of the legs, and we're going to go slowly, sticking your palms out and using the legs to slowly lower down, and then moving the feet again so that they are not under your knee or under your chair, but under your knees rather. Lovely. So today's cool down, we're going to just do a bit of creative movement, but we'll think about that lovely snow falling down, and then it gets a little bit more stormy, and then it calms down again. So just think about the nice winter night and the snow is falling down. Thank you, Nia. We'll think about that soft snow. It can go any direction falling down. And think about the lightness, they're light and soft. The snowflakes. And there starts to be a little bit more of that wind, it gets a bit wilder. Very much for joining us again, and we'll hope you enjoyed it and hope to see you next time again.